There's a problem that a lot of people have when it comes to media in general, and especially in 40K, about scale and size. And it's totally understandable why people kind of just forget scale and size here. When Luke Skywalker blows up the Death Star, you're not thinking about the millions of people he just blew up. Because the story doesn't give a shit. Really think what Star Wars A New Hope makes you focus on. You're focused on Luke, you're focused on the Trench Run, you're focused on Darth Vader, and you're focused on both Yavin and the bridge of the Death Star. Your mind isn't focused on the aftermath of the Death Star blowing up. Because that's not the story is trying to tell. It wasn't until later where writers went, how actually damaging to both the economy and civilian morale was the Death Star blowing up? Using another example, the Siege of Terra, the end of the Horus Heresy. In the moment, you're not thinking about how devastating the Battle of Terra is. You're thinking, oh god, if Horus and the traitors win here, the Imperium is screwed. But it's not until way later you learn just how devastating the Siege of Terra was. And how contained it all was to one area of the planet. Fun fact, the Imperial Palace and the capital of Terra is built upon Mount Everest. And the traitors' bombardment of that section of Terra was so devastating that the tectonic plates shifted. The scars of battle are still there even in modern 40K. There are places in Terra that have not been fixed or touched at all from the heresy. And the emotional and mental scars on the population of Terra does not trust Space Marines. Because their ancestors were told by Rogel Dorn, good luck if you didn't get behind the wall. And then you turn around to see other Space Marines just kidnapping your loved ones and using them for slave labor or something worse. But you're not thinking about that at the time because the story isn't focused on it. You're not focused on the scale of what's going on, or how devastating a battle can be even after the fact. Because again, unless the story is focused on those consequences, it's not going to talk about it. Because in the heat of the moment, you don't care what's happening to the civilians, you care about what's going on between the Emperor and Horus during their final duel. So it's understandable that a lot of people kind of just miss the scale and the damage of what's going on. And it's rare for a story to be able to do both at the same time. The only example I can think of is with Star Wars The Clone Wars, where they show you how the Republic changes from year one all the way to near the end. Scale's a really hard thing for us to comprehend.